Time now to talk winners and losers out of Week 7, joined by the incomparable Douzable. I'm your host, Joe Musso. Dooz, you know, we got to win, we got to lose. The scoreboard tells us what, but sometimes it goes a little deeper than that. Give me your biggest winner here out of Week 7.
Has to be the Detroit Lions, right? Going against a undefeated Minnesota Vikings team. And a lot of people wondered, was this Minnesota Viking team for real? Were they the best team in the NFC? Well, the Detroit Lions had something to say about that, but I love the resolve by this Detroit Lions team. And you see it right here, Jahmyr Gibbs had a big day, 2 rushing touchdowns. David Montgomery got banged up a little bit. He said, don't worry about it, Knuckles. Sonics is here to save the day.
Sonic was the main character anyway.
No question, right? So Jared Goff, again, efficient with the football right here in cover 0. All-out blitz. He finds the sun god down the seam for a touchdown. But the interesting thing is, Minnesota took the lead late in this game, right? So the resolve being up in this game, you get David Montgomery, you get him a short pass, he fumbles it, Ivan Pace takes it back to the house, Minnesota takes the lead, but Jared Goff was able to get his team in field goal range to win the game at the end. So not only a big win because it was a divisional game, but that was the only undefeated team on the NFC side.
2 things can be true, however. Did Minnesota, to your previous question, announce themselves as a real player following this game despite the loss?
I do believe so, because Sam Darnold was really efficient with the football. I think everybody has been waiting for that other shoe to drop. It really did. Now, he did have a bad interception where he had bad eyes, and Brian Branch made him pay for that. But other than that, though, he played efficient football, right? Aaron Jones was big for them, especially catching the ball and running it out of the backfield. They show that they belong in the hunt as one of those teams that could potentially get to the NFC Championship game. So I would say the loss doesn't take them out of contention for me. I just think the Detroit Lions are the best team in the NFC right now.
You got a really good Green Bay team there. Chicago coming of age.
Ooh, that North is something.
3, maybe
that North
4
is something
in the playoffs. We'll see how it plays out as that divisional game will obviously cannibalize the NFC North. We'll see if it's a bunch of splits or if one team takes advantage, but it is a Lions team that looks like they are ready for all comers. Biggest loser on Sunday?
The San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy, 3 interceptions, and also it looks like they could potentially maybe have lost Brandon Ayuk for the year. Now, we'll see, more tests are coming, but the injury bug, it seems like it has bitten San Francisco once again. Deebo Samuel had illness, wasn't able to finish the game in that regard. And then talked about the interceptions from Brock Purdy. The offense just seemed like it was inept today, right? They weren't all on the same page. I feel like they didn't lean into Jordan Mason enough. To me, he is the focal point of the offense, especially with Christian McCaffrey being out right now. They need to lean into that more. I thought Brock Purdy threw the ball entirely too much today. Now, I thought he was really good with his legs, and a couple of those interceptions weren't on him. He got hit one time when he was trying to throw the ball right when they were in the red zone. But you can't turn the ball over and think you're going to beat Patrick Mahomes and that Kansas City defense.
Mason has been such a great stopgap for what they need at that position, but there is a dynamic nature to what Christian McCaffrey does that you don't have right now.
At all.
If you do get CMC back in November for that stretch run and the scheme does open up, this is still a San Francisco team that we could put on a field with anybody else and they can walk away winners.
Yeah, but that's the thing, like, what do these what type of injuries are these? Like, we don't know what the Brandon Ayuk thing. I know Ricky Pearsall, was a great story to have him come back in this game. And essentially, they drafted him because they didn't know what was going to happen
with Ayuk, correct,
at the wide receiver position. So they do have, you know, a little backup there just in case Brandon Ayuk is gone for the foreseeable future. But like you said, what Christian McCaffrey brings to this offense and how they're able to be versatile with Deebo Samuel and him being interchangeable, it takes this offense to a new level. So if he's able to come back, yes, San Francisco can play with anybody. They can play with anybody right now, right? They just turn the ball over too much. They have the weapons. They have the coach. They have the quarterback. Trent Williams, you know, threw a quick hook today. We'll see if anything happens with that.
Open hand if the league office is watching. I think it was open hand.
Exactly. But this is a team that can play with anybody. And just like the Cincinnati Bengals, they're accustomed to playing or starting with slow records, right? And they just turn it on for the last 10 weeks of the season. I believe they won 10 in a row last year going into the playoffs. So this is a team that knows how to dig itself out of a hole.
You got to get back to your running back playing wide receiver and wide receiver playing running back, is what you're telling me. We'll get to those wrinkles once they do get fully healthy as we take a look at some numbers for the 49ers. You said it, Deuce. Games 1 through 8, last 4 seasons. They're a 500 ball club. 9 through 17, none better. 23-4. We will see if that is the rule or if this year is the exception. All right, in studio with Douzable. Deuce, I know you're well abreast to what we do here. That's my guy. It's a game ball. We're giving it out. We're putting together our guy teams because it's something we love to say up in the green room. It's my guy. It's your guy. Who's your guy this week? Who made you feel that way?
Man, I want to give some love to backup linebacker Eric Wilson, who came in for Quay Walker for the Green Bay Packers. I mean, 6 tackles, 2 sacks, 4 tackles for loss. I mean, this guy was all over the field. But you see him right here. C.J. Stroud, I mean, was under heavy pressure.
Story of the
under
game.
duress today. I feel like every time he dropped back, this is what we saw. He was under pressure constantly, whether it was the D-line or was it Eric Wilson. They were running those twist games up front, and Eric Wilson was coming out of nowhere. So want to give some love to my guy, Eric Wilson, stepping up big for that Green Bay defense with Quay Walker being out.
I love what you've done here because that's the impetus. That is the core of the segment here. We want to highlight someone who doesn't often get that sort of light. So good on you. I'm going to highlight someone who's been highlighted from the day he stepped on a football field. My guy is the guy that those guys said isn't a guy anymore. Saquon Barkley took to MetLife and ran on that football field like it owed him something. I don't know that New York owes him anything, but the way that this thing broke down in terms of the negotiations and the lack thereof. How about a chorus of misdirected boos in your face? How about a $176 and a touchdown? Better than 10 a tote. 26, making everybody in that building feel like, man, I miss my guy. Well, that's my guy this week. And if someone says you can't do it, you do it twice and you take pictures. Saquon Barkley has the pictures from this game, and he said post-game, dudes, I just want to put this behind me. I don't want to talk about the Giants anymore. He said, I don't even want to think about this game. I didn't want to think about it leading up to it, and he came out there and performed this way. Saquon Barkley, I'm not sure how much tread is on the tire because that was the question they were asking in that front office, but plenty of tread for 176 on this day. What impressed you about his performance?
First and foremost, the owner said he's going to have a lot of sleepless nights if he goes to Philadelphia. He's going to have nightmares after watching Saquon Barkley run for over 170 yards. Literally, Moose, me and you talked about it. I couldn't believe that the Philadelphia Eagles weren't featuring him early in games. It was like, oh, we're in trouble. Let's give it to Saquon now. No, he's the best player on your team. You feature a guy like that, and he showed you today why. Because that's actually a really good Giants defense, right? One of the top defenses in regards to getting sacks. They got after Jalen Hurts today. So, like, Saquon Barkley, with his explosive, ability, and that's why John Mara was a little nervous about him going to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, about this.
Exactly.
He's worried about this exact moment.
60-plus yard run. He baptized Dane Belton on the sideline right there. You could tell this game meant something to him. It was personal. Yes, he could say, I just wanted to play this game and get it over with, but this game meant a little bit more to him today.
Saquon Barkley, still that guy, and he is my guy. Deuce, you're my guy, too.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget, each and every Sunday, we got you covered here on CBS Sports HQ, all your NFL needs. And guess what? It's not just Sundays. 365 days a year, 24 hours of each of those days. We love the league that you love, and we cover it from top to bottom on CBS Sports HQ.